G'day and welcome back to another DBZ Dokkan Battle video. In this video we are going to be taking a look at the movie Heroes lead slash the kinda slightly older LR Earth Protecting Flash Super Saiyan 2 Gohan. I never managed to really do a showcase on this guy when he first came out, but now we're going to see just how good he is at 55% in the Hidden Potential system. So he raises attack and defense on his 12 key, causes colossal damage to the enemy and lowers the enemy's defense. On his 18 key he raises defense for one turn and causes mega colossal damage to the enemy and massively lowers defense. He has attack and defense of 58% plus an additional key plus 1 per key sphere obtained, plus an additional attack and defense of 7% per key sphere obtained, plus an additional attack of 58% when performing an ultra super attack, medium chance of launching an additional super attack, along with also having an additional attack of 59%, and attack becomes a critical hit when performing an ultra super attack if his HP is 58% or lower when a movie heroes category ally whose name includes Goku is on the team, starting from the 5th turn of battle. So that's quite a lot to take in. Obviously I think he also has an active skill which gives him key plus 12, an attack of 59% for one turn, and that can be activated when HP is 58% or less with a movie heroes category ally whose name includes Goku. So to kind of surmise it, basically, if you have any movie heroes category unit that has Goku in the name, so for example the Super Saiyan Goku and Vegeta joint duo unit, you basically can activate this ability of Gohan. And Gohan will gain a whole bunch of attack buffs based on that. Very similar to, the movie with Bojack, how Goku arrived and then Gohan all of a sudden, started doing more damage and, kind of got like his little Zenkai buff and everything like that. So, it does matter a little bit, but it's not too crazy. It's just attack based buffs, but we will be obviously taking a look at that. Gohan overall is a pretty decent unit, just off the base of things. Back in the day he was a huge damage dealer. He still can deals some very big damage, and yeah, he's got Super Saiyan, Saiyan Warrior Race, Gaze of Respect, all in the family, Prepared for Battle, Shattering the Limit, and Legendary Power, which are good link sets. Nothing too crazy. It's not like the craziest link set, but he does link somewhat decently with most, like Goku's family members. And he's on a ton of categories: Hybrid Saiyan, Super Saiyan 2, Bond Master and Disciple, Exploding Rage, etc. Just tons and tons of good categories. So yeah, overall I would say he's a pretty solid unit. Obviously we're going to take a look at just how good he is. We'll be trying him on two teams. One will be a Goku's family team, and then the other one will be a powerful comeback team, which is a 200% lead for him. So we're going to get a good idea of how well he does overall. I think most players will be happy to see just how good this guy is. At least for me, I think it'll be an exciting way to see just how good he is as a unit. Obviously, with all the kind of like other movie stuff going on this year, potential for him to get an EZA is around the corner, so it'll be interesting to see. But here we can see right off the bat looking pretty good. Obviously not like super huge in terms of orbs, which does affect him, but you can see decent defense, over 100k, which honestly back in the day was incredibly good. Not to mention he does raise attack and defense on his 12 key. He also raises defense on his 18 key. So, that 100k defense will become like 120-ish, and then, from there, that 120-ish can become, 135-ish, 140-ish, if he gets his follow-up super attack. Not to mention the damage is pretty nice as well. So yeah, he's a pretty good unit. With how accessible having a good movie heroes Goku is now, especially after the worldwide celebration with like the joint duo LR, with the powerful comeback Carnival LR, it doesn't feel nearly as restrictive trying to get Gohan's full passive. It's actually fairly like easy to do. There's quite a few Gokus that are, good choices for this kind of thing. So I think overall a lot of people will find it relatively easy nowadays compared to when he came out. I think when he came out, the only one was the AGL LR Super Saiyan Goku, which is not bad. When I say only one, I think like the best choice at the time was that Goku, which isn't bad, but they don't really have full synergy. That Goku needs full Super Saiyan rotations. This Gohan is more of a Super Saiyan 2 unit, obviously, so he doesn't fulfill that requirement. We do have all his links active here. He's got quite a bit of support on the rotation. So yeah, we're gonna see just how big he can hit here. I think this is close to being his highest without his like attack buff. So 4.1 million I think is pretty solid. Obviously under a 200% lead that would increase, so you would get a bit more of like a boost under a 200% lead, but yeah, overall 4.1 million is very good for a unit that, you know, came out in 2020 to be doing, you know, pretty good 2 years later. Offensively he's fine. You know, with an EZA maybe they can tweak the numbers slightly, but I mean you still don't see a lot of units hitting 4 million right off the bat nowadays. In general, obviously some of the newer LRs or newer units you do, or they build up to there quite quickly, but Gohan pretty unconditionally hits that kind of 4 mil mark. And it's not like we're catering to him with huge orbs or anything. He's not link leveled, he's only 55%, so yeah, Gohan can still hit some pretty impressive heights in terms of attack stat. Here you can see again, we're gonna have a pretty good idea of how well he does. Here's probably the best rotation we'll see out of him. We are gonna get the 58% health buff as well, so he's going to be hitting really hard here. And it's a guaranteed crit as well, so it's pretty huge damage. Like that's the thing with Gohan, is in a tight spot he can whip out some pretty nutty attack stats. You know, 6.7 million, it's a 55% LR, not even on a 200% lead, guaranteed crits. I don't know, that's pretty high on the scale charts, I think. You know, at least for me, for a unit that's still relatively viable, I think that's very impressive. And conditionally it's not too hard to achieve, you know, what he has. Like conditionally it's not like they're asking you to, you know, do so much to achieve stuff with Gohan. Like you don't have to have 18,000 requirements. You just need to have a movie Heroes Goku, which isn't, you know, honestly that bad nowadays. Like it's really not that bad at all. So here we've got him under a 200% lead. So a little bit of obviously a higher leader skill, but a bit more of a restrictive team. We don't have like the swads of support that we have under the Goku's family team. Gohan's not an on super attack unit, but he does, you know, gain that additional 58% when performing an ultra super, and that does apply quite nicely with support. So it does affect his attack stats quite a bit, especially when you get the Zenkai boost. Or I keep calling it a Zenkai boost, but to not confuse people, especially when you get the health threshold boost, that additional attack from him being, you know, under a certain position health wise, I think is really, really good. So yeah, overall I think pretty good stuff. I am really quite happy with the, like, how good he looks considering how simplistic he is. Yeah, I genuinely find him to be really, really solid, really good. I think he's a great unit. I think he brings so much to the table that you can't really, like medium chance for additional supers. That's good. Especially when you get like a dupe or two in him, it starts to become very, very good. It starts to become like a great way for him to improve his defense, to do more damage. You know, it kicks in when he's got his guaranteed crits and his attack boost as well. So you can have like these quite big turns where, you know, you can bust out like 2 or 3 super attacks, all guaranteed crits, all huge attack stats, and Gohan can just burst, kind of like incinerate a unit, which even to this day, like, he can still burst incinerate a unit. Like a Rainbow Gohan, probably can completely incinerate some bosses still. Maybe not like a Cell Max or a Red Zone boss, but you can still really kind of shuck it out quite well. And I think that's something that for me is still so impressive with Gohan. One thing I will say, his link set's not the craziest. Like Super Saiyan's fine, Saiyan Warrior Race is fine, Prepared for Battle is fine. Then he's got Shattering the Limit, which is a little bit strange. Shattering the Limit's kind of like more free-to-play key link. It's not terrible, but it's just a little bit strange. Legendary Power is obviously kind of it's good if you have other LRs. And then you have the Gaze of Respect and All in the Family. Now, All in the Family and Gaze of Respect are not bad links, if you get what I'm saying. Like, they're not bad. They're pretty powerful links. They're just fairly difficult to just achieve, if that makes sense. Like, they're just a little bit on the not so easy to just kind of pull together thing, which I think is not necessarily Gohan's fault, but it is something that you do have to factor in. And All in the Family is very important for his Stellar turn defense, so it is somewhat important to him. And so is Gaze of Respect. Gaze of Respect's a very powerful link. The availability or the ability to get it is going to be like something that you're going to have to work around or make sense of, because you can't, not that you need to have it, but it does make a considerable difference if you do have it, if that makes sense. But yeah, overall, I think Gohan's good. I still think he's good. I actually really enjoy his animations. I think he's a very fun unit for a lot of players to enjoy using. I don't think you need to have like so many different things going on to enjoy using Gohan. I think he's rather simplistic. He's a huge damage dealer that has what was very good defense back in the day, but is still very decent, solid defense now. And yeah, I just think in general he just looks good. Without getting too into it, I think he looks very solid link wise. Obviously your big thing is Gaze of Respect. Only Piccolo and some Gohan units really have this. It's kind of like their link, and I wouldn't be surprised if the Beast Gohan that comes out in future will have Gaze of Respect. I have a sneaky suspicion that he's going to have Gaze of Respect, which would kind of make sense, at least to me. So yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if that happens. Like I say, it's not necessary, it's not mandatory, but it does help. As a unit, overall, I think his crucial links are going to be All in the Family. If you can get that, you're going to have a good time. And then, I think also if you can get the Prepared for Battle or Shattering the Limits, you should be fine. I wouldn't be surprised, again, if Shattering the Limits is also a link that Beast Gohan has. But I would be surprised. They tend not to do Shattering the Limit anymore for some of the LRs, and it kind of makes sense. But there's a lot of decent options. The Gohan, the AGL Gohan, he's a great option with his ability to have All in the Family and Gaze of Respect. And he's huge. He's a great unit. He's got great defense. He's got great defensive support. He's a unit that's been lost a little bit in the wilderness because of the whole locking a part of his passive behind having an Heavenly Events character. But you can pretty easily kind of fit him into any team anyway. So yeah, overall pretty good stuff. I'm honestly really happy with Gohan. Link leveling does help him quite a bit. Obviously Gaze of Respect gives him a lot. All in the Family gives him more defense. Prepared for Battle and Shattering the Limit. Both give him more defense as well. Super Saiyan and Warrior Race Legendary Power are both also highly valuable. So yeah, overall I just think he's really good. And yeah, let me know what you think, and I'll see you next time. Bye.